On TV, it is time to rejoice because the most honest man in television is back with his own show. It is called The X Factor. It premieres on Fox tomorrow and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Please say hello to Simon Cowell. When you walk out, because I haven't seen you in a long time, and I've seen you on TV since then, I feel like you're going to insult me. I don't know why.
You look different.
I do look different.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Don't know. Something about your face.
Well, I've lost some weight. Maybe that's what it is.
It's more than that.
You think I've had some work done?
Yeah, a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you really think that, or you're just saying
100%.
it? You really do?
Yeah.
I would never have any work done. I don't even do any work.
Why are you smiling?
Do I feel like I'm sweating?
It's like I'm talking to someone new.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone more handsome or less?
Yeah, more handsome, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but artificially handsome. Am I right?
You think they're going to tell you you're right?
They're nodding.
No, I haven't had anything done, but thank you. I appreciate the backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
It is, I'm glad you're back on television. I missed having you on television. I thought American Idol was boring without you. I really did. Yeah, I did. I didn't
watch it.
I keep hearing you say you didn't watch it, but I don't believe that.
I watched maybe 30 minutes, and I was in a hotel, and I was over here a few months ago, and I'm watching the live show. And for a second, I'm back in the studio, and this terrible person sang, and I'm like, right, I can't wait to hear what they're going to say. You're beautiful, I love you, and etc., etc. It's like, what are you listening to?
They like every single person that sang on the show.
They love them.
But what I'm concerned about with your new show is, and I know everybody says, oh, it's the same as American Idol, and I'm sure it isn't because I don't think you would do that. But I feel like we're out of singers between American Idol and America's Got Talent and The Voice and all of these shows now. There can't be anyone good left.
They were all waiting up for me.
They were?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Did you get rejected American Idol contestants coming through trying to sneak onto your show?
One or two, and I loved saying, no, you're not good enough.
Oh, really?
I just couldn't help it. Even if they were brilliant, I was going to say they were terrible.
Right, because you don't want that.
No, I know what we found was because there's a massive age range on this show.
There is.
Yeah, you could be 12, you could be 80, you could be your age, you could even enter.
Really?
You really could.
That old, huh?
Yeah, that old. We have groups, but maybe because we put this big sum of money up, we attracted a very, very different kind of contestant, and I think they're really good.
Do you have to be an amateur? Could like a singer who had some success in the 80s go, hey, I'm going to get back in the game here? Like Corey Hart shows up and is like, I got some sunglasses at night that I haven't worn in a long time.
We did say singer.
Well, you touched a real chord here with the Corey Hart contingent, Simon.
Sorry. I like Corey.
Would that be okay? Would that be allowed?
Yeah, there's no rules.
There are no rules.
No rules.
And you could potentially have a 13-year-old kid singing against Larry King, for instance, at the end, because the age range is vast.
That's a horrible thought.
It is a horrible thought, but it would be the greatest finale in the history of television.
Well, hypothetically, yes. I mean, we had someone, actually a married couple turned up. She was 83 and he was 17. It took them about 5 minutes to get onto stage. And I was kind of rooting for them. You'll see them on tomorrow's night show. But they were absolutely dreadful. And I said to Paul, I said, it's like looking at you and me in about 10 years' time.
But you tell them, you don't sit there and say something nice just because they're older. You tell them what you really think of them.
I found it difficult to be horrible to them, to be honest with you. Yeah, because they were sweet.
So you do have you do pull your punches occasionally.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if they're obnoxious, the worst thing you can get is when someone who comes out, they've never worked a day in their life, and they're 17, why are you here? I'm blessed. And I go, you're not. I am. No. Trust me, God didn't wake up today and bless you and just ignore everything else in the world going on. You're not blessed. I am. And so that would irritate me.
Yeah, right. I understand. It irritates me, too. Yeah. When you were a kid, what were you like? Were you snotty, and did you have an ego or cocky or whatever?
I was so obnoxious and so badly behaved.
Really?
Oh, yeah. At school, I left with no qualifications. I went to college for a year and got kicked out. I mean, everything was a disaster.
Did you get into trouble at all?
I was a naughty boy, yeah. Well, I suppose the naughtiest thing I did when I was about 12, we used to, I don't know if you had them here in America, these things called pea guns.
Yeah, pea shooters.
Well, no, they're pea guns. They're like a plastic gun, and you put these dried peas in, and they'd shoot about 8 foot. So we had these pea guns, and I was living in England in a place called Radlett, and I wanted to go to Watford, which is 10 miles away. So I got on this bus, and as a joke, it was a joke, I put the gun to the driver's head, and I said, take me to Watford. And I remember thinking, God, he's really playing the part here, because we're not stopping. And then when we got to the other end, there were about 3 or 4 police cars waiting for us, and they genuinely thought we had held up the bus. So I didn't tell the policeman that they were fake guns, because I thought this is going to be really embarrassing for you, because we were thrown in these cells, and eventually this policeman came and he said, where'd you get the guns from? And I went, a toy shop. He said, what do you mean? I said, they're pea guns. And we actually shot a pea, and it was so slow, it did this arc. So I was then my mum and dad came. My mum actually was worse than the police. She was furious with me.
Yeah.
And then she made me take a job for the next month, which I literally had to pick up stones from a field for a month. And then I got fired for feeding the farm dogs.
Really? You'd pick up stones?
That was the idea. Like, I had to pick up stones. Every time you picked up a stone, there was another stone underneath. It was like never-ending.
It's almost like your job now, really, in a way. If you think about it. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to give people a little look at what your new show... I'm excited. I mean, I can't imagine the reaction of these guys at American Idol if you take them down. And believe me, if your show is successful, it's going to destroy that franchise.
No, they're rooting for me.
We'll see. Simon Cowell is here. We'll be right back.
My name is Xander Alexander.
Alexander.
No, Xander Alexander.
What's your real name?
Alexander Johnson.
Alexander, have you ever...
Don't call me Alexander, please. I hate that name.
Okay, have you ever performed in public before?
Have you ever worn a shirt that isn't gray?
Okay, Alexander,
Stop calling me that, Simone. Let's go. We can go outside.
You're pushing it. You're pushing it.
Alexander, I am going to give you...
Now I need a drink of water.
Shut it and start singing.
And that'll be a bumper sticker, I'm sure. Simon Cowell is here. The X Factor premieres tomorrow and Thursday night at 8 o'clock on Fox. That's before this kid started singing.
That's before he started, yeah. And it goes even worse once he starts singing.
If he was great, wouldn't you be biased against him just based on that exchange?
Interestingly, I actually got to like him because he was so obnoxious. In a strange way, I kind of related to him. And I was sort of supportive. And then he just crumbles after he sings. Yeah, it's quite... horrible what happens next, but he was fun.
Who's the scariest person you met on this season so far?
Oh, without question, a 14-year-old kid called Brian in New York. And he was, again, if you think he was obnoxious, this kid was born obnoxious. He is the most ruthless, ambitious, obnoxious, rude, but talented person I think I've met in years.
Really?
This kid is destined for greatness.
Did you adopt him? What do you do?
You couldn't. I mean, you just couldn't. I mean, he is... Everyone said to me, oh, you're going to be nice to the 14-year-olds because they're going to be all scared. It's like, you haven't met these 14-year-olds out on the road. I mean, I'm the one who was scared.
Yeah. The winner of the show gets $5 million.
Yeah.
Which on American Idol, they get nothing, really, right?
Well, they get $500,000, $1 million or something.
$5 million. Do you think that makes a difference when people decide which show they're going to audition for?
Oh, 100%.
It does.
Yeah, people want some cash now. And all the good singers I've ever met in my life are greedy.
Really?
Well, they are, yeah. I mean, that's what kind of spurns them on. They're ambitious, they want more and more money, more and more fame. So that's what we've attracted, and I love it.
Theoretically, if they win, they don't ever have to sing again in their entire life, which turned out to be the case with a lot of the American Idol winners. Well, but,
I'm going to get in so much trouble. I didn't say that.
I want to ask you about one thing. I heard you were visited by a ghost while you were on the road.
Well, again, it was another teenager, of course. It was some 14-year-old. And she was sweet, but looked slightly demonic. And when we asked her what she does for a living, actually not for a living, what was her hobby, she said, with this weird look on her face, I talk to ghosts. And because she got a no, and because I'd said as a joke, well, can we meet your friends? Once she left, the lights kept going out, on and off in the studio, and I genuinely think we were haunted.
You really do.
I
find it unbelievable that you believe in that. So I would think you would be the last guy on earth that believed in...
I kind of want to believe it, and she was so believable, and I did mean it when I said to her, we'd like to have a few of your friends down for the afternoon. And she left in such a bad mood that it all went really wrong for the rest of the day. So I genuinely think we were haunted, yeah.
And there's an article, you just did an interview in which you said you would like to be cryogenically frozen. Well, I assume once you die,
rather
not
like
before
your
you
face.
die. What's that?
Rather like your face.
How dare you? But is this true?
I've missed you, Jimmy. I kind of thought of it almost as public service, that I should be alive in 300 years' time. It's like, why not take the risk? If it all goes wrong, I'm in a deep freeze. If I'm right, I'm going to be doing X Factor 304.
So have you established a fund of some kind, which you will then keep you alive for hundreds of years?
Yeah, well, there are places, like in Europe. Yeah, and all you do is when you die, you simply get put into a deep freeze. What I'm hoping is that I come back when I was about 30, when I was very good looking. No, I don't want to come back when I'm 80 or something.
I see. Yeah, well, but
I could always get something done, couldn't I?
Whenever you're frozen will be when it happens. And I love the idea of your nipples being frozen, too, because that'll be a special something for everyone through all of eternity.
Do you think it's weird that I would do that?
Yes, I do think it's weird.
I
Why?
don't.
Do you don't think it's weird?
No. I mean, it's
Do you think most people don't think that's weird?
I kind of get an odd reaction when I say it, but when you think about it logically, it's just, it's the odds are in your favor, I think.
I guess so, but it seems like, A, there's better things that can be done with that money, and B, who knows what they're going to do with you when they unfreeze you. They could put you in something really weird. They're really going to screw with you.
The lights are going on and off bit here.
Yeah, I know. It's Ghost of Clay Aiken is what it is.
It's a ghost to come back.
He's haunting the studio. Well, it's great to see you. I wish you the best of luck with the show. Always enjoyed the X Factor. Premieres tomorrow, Thursday night at 8 on Fox. Simon Cowell, everyone. Be right back with Ron Artest.